Shady, Daddy's home. Hey, babe.
Hey, man.
How was your day?
Work is work. How you are?
I'm okay. I have something I have to tell you.
You pregnant?
No, not quite that. The Saints are keeping Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael. It hit the news today. It's okay. Hey, I know this shit's more than a game. I know.
I'm okay.
You okay?
Then the same Pete? They keep a Pete cup. They're not even upgrading the offense.
Yeah. No, nobody is. I think maybe like one of the tight end coaches may have gotten fired.
The tight end coach. That was like the best position we had. Yeah. All right. I know, it's okay. I'm gonna go down the room and just unwind, okay?
Okay.
Big business. I push it to the mother limit. Let's get it. Ryan and me, nigga, we gon' get it. Caught I was down, I salute the dealer. Let's get it. Everywhere we go, we keep it lit. Don't you know you get big business? Take them to the business. Get it. It's up in here on the mission. Step onto the game.
Good morning, good evening, and good night, whatever time of the day you are watching. I hope it is a good one. Today we have a very special video for you guys. If you say I always say that, I'm going to need you to get off my back a little bit, okay? Because this is the first edition of the Jono Barnes Show. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are going to use this amazing platform that I've garnered over the past 2 years to talk about anything and everything that is relevant in society. It could be culturally relevant. It could be, news media. It could be politics. It could be, well, y'all know what it's going to be mainly, right? Of course, sports. Saints, Pelicans, NFL, NBA, whatever you think, we're going to talk about. Might even do some wrestling every now and then. It's going to be a very, very fun show. Saints fans, I'm going to need you guys to pick that frown upside down because I know you all have heard the news by now, and that is that the New Orleans Saints have to finish in 7-10 in the NFC South after having one of the worst offenses in the league. They got together for about a week and a half, and they decided that they're going to run it back. The New Orleans Saints are keeping essentially every single coach on the staff this year except the tight end coach. Apparently, after a week and a half of analyzing what happened in 2022, Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen decided that, if we upgrade the tight end coach, we might be able to win this thing. I don't get it. I do not get it. I came to peace with the fact that even before we blew the game to Carolina in Week 18, can y'all believe we got swept by Carolina? And now they might get champagne, huh? But that's for another Jono Barnes Show. I came to peace with the fact that Dennis Allen would be back as New Orleans Saints head coach in 2023. I came to peace with that. I thought for sure the team was going to upgrade the offensive coordinator position. Pete Carmichael is a fine offensive coach, but he showed absolutely no excitement or enthusiasm when he was the first-year play caller for the team in 2022. He seems like without Sean Payton, he isn't much to write home about. And I was even hoping with Sean Payton going through this coaching interview carousel that he's currently on, that he had Pete Carmichael in mind to bring with him, whether he goes to Denver, whether he goes to Carolina, wherever he goes. But apparently the Saints are holding Pete Carmichael against his own will. Because if you guys remember, Pete Carmichael didn't even want to be the offensive coordinator before last season. He turned down the offer. Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen basically begged him to be the offensive coordinator. And we saw what the results were. And for whatever reason, Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen have decided that, you know what? Even though we were, 22nd, 23rd in offense, we like this Pete Carmichael guy too much. I mean, goodness gracious. I think Pete Carmichael is probably just as mad as us, right? He's probably like, God damn, what the hell do I have to do to get fired by this organization? Folks, it is time to wonder Are the New Orleans Saints an unserious franchise? I'm trying to see it from Mickey Loomis and the front office viewpoint. I'm assuming they're looking at the NFC South, the same NFC South, mind you, that we finished in third place in, and saying, Tampa is obviously basically tearing up the whole organization. I mean, we all expect Tom Brady to go to another team this offseason. Carolina doesn't really have a quarterback. They might get Sean Payton, and that changes the whole game if they do. And Atlanta is Atlanta. They're the Falcons. So I imagine Mickey Loomis and company are like, we're not that far from winning this division. And to that I say, geez Louise, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Do you really think that the New Orleans Saints are a move or two away from winning the NFC South? No, I just don't get where this team is headed. It seems like the Saints are in purgatory, where we're not going to be good enough to win the NFC South or make the playoffs. But unfortunately, we're also not going to be bad enough to get a top 5 pick. Have some hope. Like, whenever you have a bad season, you at least have that hope, and hope springs eternal. Hope is the strongest asset of being a fan. You always just want to have some type of hope. We're not going to even have the hope of a top 5 pick and maybe drafting a quarterback for the future, because we're probably going to win another 6 or 7 games next season. And again, we're not going to be bad enough to get a top 5 pick, but we're not going to be good enough to even make the playoffs. You're just kind of in the middle. We're in no man's land. We are in no man's land. I do not get it. And so because we're running it back this season, it makes me wonder, what is the mindset going into the offseason? Like, if we're running it back, then obviously the team has no plans to try to rebuild, which I think they should do. I mean, I'm sorry, but a lot of our talent is getting loaned in the tooth. And I love players like the Mario Davis, and I love players like Cam Jordan. But if those two are not getting any younger, I would prefer that we send them to teams. And it would hurt. It would hurt to see Cam Jordan in other colors, but I want them to have a chance at actually trying to win a Super Bowl ring rather than being in purgatory with us. But obviously, that's not Mickey Loomis' plan. He seems like he's going to go into this offseason just kind of like he went into last offseason, saying, okay, if I plug and play a free agent here or there, that will be an upgrade over the guy he's replacing. We can win 9 games, 10 games, and win an NFC South. And I just think this team is delusional to how close they think they are to being a competitive team and a contender, to how close we really are to being a competitive team and a playoff contender. So what? We're probably going to sign Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr to come in. And I mean, to be frank, that would be an upgrade over Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston. And you would think that just having a better quarterback is going to make our win total go up. But I also just think that our talent isn't as good as the team thinks it is. Like, Kamara had a pretty bad year, and I don't think he's going to have as bad of a year next season as he had this season. But we're losing Michael Thomas, which is why I'm wearing this jersey, by the way, because we're probably going to cut Michael Thomas on June 1st. So I'm going to get my money's worth out of this jersey. There's one thing about the boy. The boy's going to get his money's worth out of all the jerseys that he buys. He got me fucked up. So Michael Thomas is probably gone. I mean, what are we doing with Marcus Davenport? What are we doing with Payne Turner? Payne Turner has been in the league for 2 years, and he has shown nothing. Nothing. He's probably missed more games than he's played. And Marcus Davenport, geez, on a contract year, the dude had half a sack. Half a sack. Usually contract years, I don't know if Marcus Davenport got the memo, but you ball out. Like, you played the season of your life so you could get that big contract. Marcus Davenport came into a contract season, and he said, you know what? I'm going to get not 1 sack, but half a sack. That's disrespectful to me. That's disrespectful to me. I'd rather you get 0 sacks than to get a half a sack. Half a sack is like you're teasing. Just a tip, right? That's a tease to me. I don't want that. Give me the full dinner, nothing at all. Jeez. And it's one thing to be a bad team, but be exciting. Like, if you're going to be a bad team, be an exciting bad team. Last season, not only were we bad, we weren't even exciting. We're going to run it back, which means we're going to have yet another boring, despondent season. Does Mickey Loomis have something against the city of New Orleans? Did somebody say something to him and he's trying to get one up on them? Because there's only so many years on this precious thing called Earth that we have. And we are going to spend now going on 2 years of life cheering on a Dennis Allen team, led by a Pete Carmichael offense. Like, what the hell's wrong with Mickey Loomis? Mickey, I only have so many years on planet Earth. I do not want to waste 2 years of my fandom cheering on a team that's going nowhere. And so, yeah, y'all, I mean, I'm praying. I am praying. Look, I'm never going to cheer for my team to lose. I'm never going to cheer for my team to tank. But I'm going to say this. I will not be upset if we only win 2 or 3 games in 2023, because at least that would give us a shot at Caleb Williams or whatever quarterback of the future we can hang our hat on. Now, again, unfortunately, I think we're going to be good enough to be a middle of the pack team, but I'm going to hope. Oh, I'm going to not be angry if we only win 2 or 3 games so that we can draft a quarterback of the future. Like, if we win only 2 or 3 games next season, then Dennis Allen for sure is going to be shown the door. And then that means we can have the excitement of having a top 5 pick, which will likely go into a quarterback, and a new head coach. And maybe that head coach and quarterback can be the Breeze and Sean Payton of the next generation. Now, that's a long and lofty expectation to put on whoever those 2 might be. But it damn sure is going to be better than being Dennis Allen and Andy Dalton, right? It's going to be better than the Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton and Dennis Allen era. So that's what I'm hoping for. It's tough, man. It's tough. And I know fans probably expect or want me to go on a rant after today's news, but I just don't have it in me, man. I just don't have it in me. I'm trying to circulate all my energy into the Pelicans, which they're pissing me off too. So maybe next week's episode is going to be about me being sick and tired of the Pelicans always being hurt. But I just don't have it in me for a rant about the news that Pete Carmichael is coming back. It just makes me despondent, man. Like, it's like, really, guys? Really? I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the move. I know how you guys feel, trust me, but really let me know how you guys feel, because I'm sure there is not going to be much positivity in Who Dat Nation. And you know, the funny thing is, all it's going to take is one free agent acquisition that gets us excited, and we'll probably talk outside. Well, not we. No, not we. Some of you guys are going to talk yourselves into, hey, you know, maybe we can win the NFC South, right? You know, but you know, I say this last offseason when Sean Payton decided to resign. I say, guys, we're going to hit a rough patch. And a lot of fans were like, nah, calm down, Jono. We're not that far off. You know, yeah, we lost a Hall of Fame coach and a Hall of Fame quarterback, but we're not that far off. And I was like, yeah. And you know what happened? The Saints suckered me back in, because I was not excited about the Dennis Allen hire. And I was like, okay, you know, continuity, I get it. Sure, I'll give him a chance. I already know the fact that he was horrible in Oakland, and maybe he might have a better shot as a second chance head coach with the New Orleans Saints. But then when they signed Tyrann Mathieu, and when they signed Jarvis Landry, and when they drafted Chris Olave and Trevor Penning, they bought me back in. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. We are going to be a playoff team. The NFC doesn't look so hot this season. We are going to be a playoff team. But they're not going to fool me twice. Webster defines the definition of insanity as repeating the same thing twice and expecting a different outcome. So what are we doing, Mickey Loomis? Like, really? What are we doing? It's hard being a Saints fan right now, folks. It is hard being a Saints fan right now. You know, the NFC South sucks, too. The NFC South sucks. Like, Tampa doesn't have that high of hopes. Atlanta doesn't have that high of hopes. And Carolina doesn't have that high of hopes. But at least Atlanta, they're going to say, oh, we're going to have a new quarterback, a young quarterback likely, and he's going to be the guy of the future. And he's going to make us become the new favorites in the NFC South. And Carolina's going to get a new coach. And it might be Sean Payton. And they're going to be like, yeah, you know, Sean Payton. Like, if Carolina does get Sean Payton, watch out. Sean Payton is going to elevate that franchise to another level that is going to drive us sick. And I'm letting you guys know right now, there is no amount of draft picks that can equate to a Hall of Fame potential coach like Sean Payton. There's just none. Like, draft picks are always fun and exciting until those draft picks turn out to be Marcus Davenport or Andrews Pete or Cesar Ruiz, who had a good year this season, or Peyton Turner. You know, like players that we always complain about and bitch about and gripe about. But when we don't know who the draft pick is, it's always exciting, right? Like we'll draft some lineman or something. We'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's going to be a stud. And then he turns out to be an average player. And then you're going to be sitting back and wondering, wow, was this player worth having Sean Payne in our division with the Carolina freaking Panthers? I'm sorry, but there's no wide receiver, there's no defensive lineman, there's no linebacker that's going to be worth having Sean Payne whoop our ass twice a year. Like just seeing Sean Payne in Carolina Blue would make me sick. The only draft pick that we can get that would be maybe, that's a strong maybe, worth sending Sean Payne to a division rival is if that pick can yield you a Hall of Fame quarterback. And what are the odds of that? So yeah, folks, it sucks to be a Saints fan right now. It really, really sucks. Now, my next few days are going to be hoping and praying that Sean Payne goes to Denver, even Arizona. Like, just don't go to the NFC South. Like, ooh, if Sean Payne leaves us to have gone to the NFC South rival Carolina Panthers, I am going to give a rant of rants because it's one thing to leave New Orleans. I get it. You get burnt out. You might want just a new change of scenery. I get it. But Sean Payne has so many options. For him to make a lateral move from us to Carolina, let me stop. It seems like everything that can go against the Saints right now is going against the Saints. So I guess we should expect in a week or two to get the breaking news alert that Sean Payne is signing with the Carolina Panthers. And you know the fans are going to be excited about the draft picks, but yeah, when that draft pick turns out to be Andrews Pete, we'll see how excited you are. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, what did you think about Pete Carmichael coming back to the New Orleans Saints in 2023? What do you think about Mickey Loomis's approach to running it back with Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael? How do you feel about the Saints prospects in 2023? If we can maybe try to be somewhat optimistic, tell me a move or two that you think the Saints can make that will make you feel some type of hope that the Saints can actually be good in 2023. Because I'm telling you right now, there's not much sunshine and rainbows ahead, in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, do not be afraid to hit the like and subscribe button. Or not. I'm just a human being, but I'm not the law. See you guys next time. And as always, it's still who that?
Big business. I push it to the mother limit.